By 1900, 2.3 million people, two-thirds of the New York City population, lived in the horrible, cramped conditions of tenements. These tenements lacked ventilation and space to live, just asking for disease to take over the small room. Overall, horrible living conditions for anyone to be in. Unsanitary, unhealthy, and unsafe from fires. Stay with us as we hear from survivors and uncover the truth of tenement housing. This is Dark Side of the Crib. Like the East Side tenements, our house was seldom without the sound of music or laughter, or questions being asked, or stories being told. These cribs are like nothing you've ever seen before. Up to 18 people in multiple families squished together in a tiny two-bedroom apartment. The average tenement was only 200 to 300 square feet and was a hotspot for many illnesses. First, we will hear from DeMarcus Doyle. Originally from Ireland, DeMarcus had to leave because of the Great Potato Famine and extreme poverty. After coming to America, he was quickly given a job in a New York City factory. Him and his family of four were assigned to a tenement with two other families. Come with us as we interview DeMarcus after his long day at the factory and see how he feels about coming home to a non-stable shelter. DeMarcus would not like to be seen right now due to him not being in the best condition after a long day at the factory. So, DeMarcus, do you mind if I ask you a couple quick questions about your home life?
Fine, make it quick though, because I have to get home to treat my son from Gloria.
Oh, my bad, sir. Okay, so first, do you mind me asking how much money you make and how many hours you work in the factory?
Well, depending on the day, I'll work around 12 to 16 hours, and I'll make about 10 cents an hour.
Wow, that's barely enough to provide for a family, let alone factor in all the hours you work.
I know, it's very exhausting, but I'm doing this for my family so that we can make it out of poverty one day and live the American dream.
Well, I really hope you make it out of poverty, sir. Which leads me to my next question. Do you think your home life conditions are suitable to your needs?
Well, kind of. I live in a tenement on the south side with my family and two other Irish immigrant families. Our apartment is about 250 square feet and hosts 12 people. It is very cramped and there is a major lack in ventilation. But at least here in America, I can work hard enough to make it out.
Do you think your son's disease could have been contracted because of your tenement conditions?
It could be. We do not have access to running water, heat, or plumbing, so the sanitary conditions definitely aren't the best, but it could be worse back home with the potato family.
Thank you for your time, sir. I'm glad you have such a positive mindset considering your conditions. Marcus is unfortunately pretty blind to the fact that these are not livable conditions. So, Sir Jacob, how do you feel about people living in and out of tenements?
Well, long ago it was said that one half of the world doesn't know how the other half lives, and that was true then. It did not know because they did not care. The half that was on the top cared little for the struggles and less for the fate of those who were underneath.
My next question is, why did you write your book, How the Other Half Lived?
Well, I needed to attempt to alleviate the bad living conditions of the poor people by exposing their living conditions to the middle and upper class. I needed to educate the world about what is really going on in this perfect country.
So for my final question, how do you think the problem of tenement housing can be solved?
New York needs to sign a bill to outlaw tenement housing. I'd even be willing to have higher taxes to help pay for immigrants to live in better conditions. I believe the least the government should do is mandate the installation of lighting, plumbing, and indoor bathrooms. It should be a guaranteed American right to live in decent sanitary conditions.
Thank you, Mr. Reese, and all of you at home. We hope the documentary has educated you of the terrible conditions and lives of people that are trapped in tenements.